The shooting in Boise yesterday killed 2 people, and communities from all around have been showing their support for the city.
And how does this incident affect a police officer all the way here in Pullman? Hear his thoughts coming up on Murrow News 8.
From the Northwest Public Broadcasting Studios on the campus of Washington State University, this is Murrow News 8.
Good evening. I'm Sona Porter.
And I'm Will Wixie. Welcome to Murrow News 8. Yesterday, there was a shooting in Boise, Idaho Mall. As we know right now, there were 2 people killed and 5 others were injured, including a Boise PD officer. We spoke with Pullman Police Department's Public Information Officer, Jake Opgenorth, to hear his thoughts on the shooting in Boise and how this connects back to us here in Pullman.
It just kind of makes you sick, and just trying to understand the evil behind that and why somebody would do that. And you know, there's never one reason why, but we train, we prepare for it. Hopefully we never have to see that in Pullman.
When officers arrived to the scene in Boise, they quickly came face to face with the suspect and a shootout occurred. The injured officer and the suspect were taken to the hospital. According to Boise PD, the officer was treated and released yesterday, but the suspect died in the hospital today.
Pullman PD responded to a call of an intruder 2 weeks ago, and we are just now finding out more. Our reporter Aspen has the details.
I'm here on the corner of Ash Street, where on October 10th, Pullman PD received a call from a woman just after 3:30 a.m. with an interesting and concerning complaint. Pullman PD Operations Officer Jake Opgenorth tells us more now.
A woman reported that she woke up seeing a man standing over her, holding a knife and wearing a burgundy ski mask. She kicked out at him and was able to kick him back, at which point he fled.
Now, this is an ongoing case. Opgenorth said detectives were able to get a warrant to search a possible subject's home. No evidence was found. We will continue to update you on this case. I'm Aspen Shumper with Murrow News 8. Back to you at the desk.
It's Halloween, and Pullman PD wants to remind the community to stay safe. We know many social events at fraternities are kicking off on Greek Road this week, and Pullman PD wants everyone to remain aware of their surroundings. If you see something out of the ordinary, do not hesitate to say something. You can report suspicious activity by calling the number on your screen.
And don't forget to add Pullman PD to your trick-or-treating route on Halloween this weekend. Officers will be handing out candy both Saturday and Sunday this weekend at the police department in downtown Pullman.
The Pullman High School Booster Committee's Booster Bash is coming up. The committee is hosting its annual dinner and auction fundraiser this Thursday at the WSUN Signer Pavilion. The silent auction kicks off at 5:30, followed by a dinner and live auction at 7 p.m.
The Moscow shop fire that injured 2 last Saturday was reportedly caused by diesel being tossed into an ignited wood stove. There were 7 men inside the shop along U.S. Highway 95 on the south side of Moscow when the blaze suddenly broke out. Moscow's volunteer fire department witnesses stated one of the men put diesel fuel into the stove, causing vapors to ignite the building. Only 1 male suffered serious burns and was taken to Gritman Medical Center.
Governor Jay Inslee and Senator Patty Murray say they are committed to building a plan to save the wild fish in Idaho. This includes potentially breaching the 4 Lower Snake River dams, including the one on your screen, the Lower Granite Dam, just 30 miles away from Pullman. Many factors need to be taken into consideration to make sure the fish are saved, while the benefits provided by the dams are replaced as well.
And how is this decline in fish affecting small rural Idaho towns and its longtime fishermen? Murrow News 8 reporter Ava Wainhouse takes us on a trip to the Salmon River.
Steve Hilton has been coming to Riggins for 18 years.
Oh, I love to come here.
And that here is Island Bar, just 15 minutes outside of town.
It's just a nice place to get away from things.
Getting away from the hustle and bustle of home back in Boise, Steve spends the whole month of October alongside the river. His daughter and son come up on the weekends, and of course, the dogs come too.
This is the best spot in the campground, so I get up here early enough to get it every year.
Steve has been on the hunt for steelhead trout here on the Salmon River. but his luck seems to get worse and worse every year.
Steelhead's getting so bad, and there's not a lot of hope of it ever coming back.
Fishing guide Roy Akins tells us why steelhead numbers are dropping so much.
When we get to wild fish numbers in Idaho, we've seen steady decline since the creation of the 4 Lower Snake River dams.
Here at the Lower Granite Dam, which is one of the 4 Lower Snake River dams, we see a large majority of the steelhead trout that Steve was telling us about migrating to Riggins, to the Salmon River right now. But as I'm told by Roy, about 55 to 60% of these out-migrating fish are lost in 1 year when there's not ample water flow in these dams alone.
And when the fishing's bad, it really hurts Riggins.
About 60% of our year depends on steelhead from the bars, restaurants, gas stations, tackle shops, and outfitters, motels. Everybody depends on it through the winter months.
But over at Island Bar, Steve is still fishing, still waiting for a bite.
Right now, if we get one in a day, we call pretty good.
And a good day it was. In Riggins, Idaho, Ava Wainhouse, Murrow, News 8.
Looking at this week's forecast, we're going to see some hazardous weather on Wednesday.
Well, that doesn't sound good, Sona. Madeline Donaldson will tell us what that's going to look like after the break.
Let me tell you about the toughest guy on earth. He does the work of 2 jobs, but only gets paid for one. He's tough enough to feed the man that gave him a lifetime of nourishment. He has the crazy strength to lift the man that raised him up without even flinching. That's right. No employee of the month bonus check here. This guy, no, this warrior, will always be by his father's side, even if his dad will hardly remember. Good luck finding a gym to train for that. If this guy isn't the toughest guy on the planet, then I don't know who is. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
We have been dealing with some cold weather lately. Madeline, what should we expect in the coming days?
Yes, that's right, Sona. We have gotten a little more chilly here in the Palouse, and I bet today when you stepped outside, you saw that rain come down. And today we are at a high of 52 degrees and a low of 38, so it's dipping into that more colder weather. And then we see winds are picking up to around 10 to 15 miles per hour. And the sunset tonight will be at 5:41, which is much earlier than normal because we are getting closer to daylight savings. As for tomorrow, make sure to keep an eye out for your tiny animals because the wind is supposed to pick up to 45 miles per hour, which is very strong. So just make sure you're wearing clothes that'll keep your hair nice and straight. And then also, the weather is at 52 degrees high and 44 low, and it's expected to be cloudy. And then if we look at the state map here, we see the west side, Olympia and Seattle are sitting at 55 for a high and 49 and 47 for low. And then Yakima is sitting at 57 and 42 for low. And then we see Tri-Cities is a little more warmer, and then it drops to 50. And then we look at the east side and sitting at mid-50s and 38 in Pullman. So I'll step to the side here so you can see the 5-day forecast. Wednesday, tomorrow, other than those strong winds, it is going to be partly cloudy. And then Thursday and Friday, looking at rain. And then Halloween, we're looking at 50s, and then we're dipping into that below freezing weather. And then that is all I have for you guys today with the weather. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Madeline. We're always talking about Cougar football, but what about Cougar golf?
The team made WSU history at the Visit Stockton Invitational this past weekend, and the scores are impressive. Henry Lenhart has the details coming up in sports.
Dad, they took over my bedroom. Come on, come on. Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. Dad! You saved me. Dad?
you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Yes, the WSU men's golf team had a historic performance at the Visit Stockton Invitational over the weekend. Max Sahulik won the Invitational title by scoring 179, which is 16 under par, the lowest three-score round in WSU history. As a team, WSU won the Invitational by recording a program-best three-round score of 816, 36 under par. That score is the lowest in program history for a course outside of Pullman and one stroke off the best three-round score in school history. WSU football WSU football had its first game under interim head coach Jake Dykert over the weekend, and it did not go as planned. Quarterback Jaden DeLora spoke today about getting used to those changes and Coach Dykert, who was the offense coordinator before becoming interim head coach.
The position he's got now, I would say he's really professional, and he's really just himself out there on the field. So, which I really like. He's not like trying to be too nice. He's just a head coach now. So the Cougs will be taking on Arizona State in Tempe on Saturday. Now, the Seahawks had another tough loss last night, losing 13-10 to the New Orleans Saints. In a very wet and very defensive game, Seattle's only touchdown came on an 84-yard reception at DK Metcalf on the opening drive. But from there on, that was pretty much it from an offensive standpoint. After the Saints took the lead with 2 minutes left, Geno Smith and the Hawks had a chance. But back-to-back sacks on second and third ended that. The Hawks will look for better success this Sunday against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Henry. Well, if you've heard enough about pumpkins this fall, I'm sorry, because it's National Pumpkin Day.
And we're going to talk about it. We'll be right back.
Days, months.
Hey, I'm Jim from across the street.
Years.
I'd like to give you this.
A lifetime. Can rush by without realizing what we're missing. We lose some of the best moments, some that may never repeat.
Come on.
Or detach from people around us. Our loved ones grow used to this pattern. But it doesn't have to be that way. We have a choice to take action. It's never too late to live a full life again. Hear how many of us Vietnam veterans have managed our mental health and reconnected with our families. Visit maketheconnection.net to find out more.
Well, today is National Pumpkin Day, and whether you're celebrating by grabbing a pumpkin spice latte, carving a jack-o'-lantern, or enjoying some pumpkin pie, make sure to head on over to our Twitter or Facebook and show us what gourd-related activities you've been up to today. And quick fact, the word pumpkin originates from the Greek word pepon, which means large melon. Well, I certainly will be partaking in some gourd-related activities. What about you, Sana?
Well, I think I'll pass on that. That's all we've got for you guys tonight. Thanks for watching. If you missed anything in this or any of our previous newscasts, you can always watch us on our YouTube channel.
Have a good night.